Hey everyone, it's Owen here from OTech, and today I'm gonna do an unboxing of the Asus RTX 2080 dual graphics card. And it's the OC edition. Although, as you might already know, or at least some of you, with these new RTX 20 series graphics cards, OC editions, or whatever clock speeds the manufacturer set, is basically useless because it's gonna just adhere to the boost algorithm that Nvidia has, and it's going to adhere to the power limits that Nvidia has set as the maximum for the board partners, because unless you're getting the extreme cards like the EVGA Kingpin cards, for example, you're pretty much limited by the power limit and the voltages that's been set by Nvidia on the 2080, for example, for this specific card. So pretty much any 2080 is going to perform similarly. So the only advantages of different type of card designs are for the noise emissions and the temperatures of the card. And this is Asus's take of the mid-range of the 2080 series. It's not the most expensive, but it's not the cheapest one either. And it has a pretty decent cooler, actually, from what I've seen. Anyways, let's take a look at the back of the box real quick, and we'll head straight into what the insides show for us. So it's got the Asus wing blade fans, which is supposed to be dust resistant, and it also got the 2.7 slot design of the heatsink, which means it's using a much thicker heatsink. And the reason for that a lot of cards are doing that right now is because Nvidia is pretty much dropping multi-GPU right now. So there isn't really a lot of people that's going to use dual, triple, actually triple and 4 graphics cards are actually disabled in a driver right nowadays. So there's not even going to be a lot of people that's going to use 2 graphics cards anyway. So they're now making the cooler thicker in the effect of making single card setups way cooler than before. And it also has a backplate, obviously, because that's going to be stupid if a card this expensive doesn't have a backplate. So yeah, it does have a pretty nice backplate by the looks of it, so we'll take a look inside. But for the specifications, as you can see, they didn't even list the clock speeds or anything like that, because like I said, I guess they realize that doesn't really matter, or they just forget. But it does say OC edition, even though it doesn't say what clock speeds it's overclocked to. So that's just kind of interesting to me. Now I'm just gonna take it out of the box and let's take a look inside. It's the typical Asus packaging. It's wrapped in this piece of plastic against this piece of foam. I just obviously tore it off already because I took this out already, and the accessories are on the bottom, as you can see there. Just the quick startup, and they still have a friggin' driver disc, which no one ever used or should ever use, because it's gonna be outdated by the time you buy this graphics card. Anyways, this is the card itself. There's 2 fans, looks to be 90mm. It's large enough in my opinion. And behind that is a really thick heatsink that is actually in contact with the memory and also the VRM components. So this thing should cool it quite well, especially since it's super thick. And to the right of that, you could also see there's 2 power connectors, one 6-pin and one 8-pin. Although the 6-pin is kind of odd in this design. Looks to be like an 8-pin but got filled in to be 6, but I guess it's just a design they chose with. And on the back there's a backplate like the box shows. It looks pretty nice. It's a really clean design, nothing too obtrusive or gaudy, so I actually do like that. Even the shroud design of the dual cards is actually pretty minimalistic, so this will go pretty much with any build out there. And on the bottom you can see more of that really dense heatsink and the super thick unisync on the bottom that connects the memory and VRM to the heatsink pins as well. And of course you get the PCIe slot as usual, nothing too fancy or anything over there. The only fancy slot over here is the RTX NVLink connector that's now on the RTX cards. On the 2080 you only get 1 connector, on the 2080 Ti you get 2 connectors, but that doesn't mean you can connect up to 4 cards in the 2080 Ti. It's just for more bandwidth. So for the 2080 you only get 1, but it should be enough even if you're using 2 cards, because it's still faster than the normal SLI link. And even AMD doesn't even have a link anymore. So for the outputs, you get the USB Type-C for the VR headset outputs and connectors, they said. And you also get the display ports, 3 of them, and also 1 HDMI. So that's plenty of outputs in my opinion for anyone to use, even if they use a VR headset. And it's also nice that they made the I/O panel to be more open and more allowing for airflow. Although it's kind of useless in this case because the heatsink pins are orientated vertically instead of horizontally around through the card. So all the air is going to be blown out the top and the bottom. So this will pretty much be practically useless because As you can see behind that is some solid fins, so there's pretty much no airflow going out that way. But it's a nice design thought anyways. But that's about it for the card and the box and the accessories. There really isn't much to talk about, especially with these cards being so locked down, so you can't really overclock or show any special features on the card anyways. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please leave a like and please click subscribe to see more of my future videos. Thanks for watching.